Hello everybody, Elena is here, and in today's video I would like to let you guys know that I have decided to downsize my plant collection quite drastically. If you've been following my channel for a while, you guys already know that I am allergic to plants. Nothing has changed, still allergic to plants and nature and all the other stuff. So after thinking for a while, I have decided it's time to downsize my collection. Just so you know, I am not getting rid of all of my plants, but I would like to downsize to a little bit more manageable collection where my plants and I could live in harmony, and hopefully I will not be breaking out in hives. I guess we'll find out. So I guess at this point I can start sharing my plants, my cuttings with you guys, which I'm actually excited about since a lot of you have been asking me for as long as I have my channel if I sell plants, where can they buy my plants? And since I wasn't selling my plants, I was not sharing my collection with you guys. Well, now since I'm downsizing, it's gonna be happening. After looking at different platforms where I could share my plants with you guys, I definitely saw that all of them have their own pluses and minuses. None of them are perfect. And it's actually crossed my mind to even start my own website. And then I was thinking that is full-blown business. And I don't think at this point of my life I wanna have a third job. So I basically settled on Etsy, you guys. I find Etsy is a very easy platform to shop. Although, honestly, I feel like it's much easier to shop on Etsy than actually have a shop on Etsy. So I did open an Etsy shop for you guys. It is the same name as my channel, so it's going to be very easy for you to find, and it's ElenasGreenPlanet. So if you guys want cuttings of my plants, that's where you guys can find them. I will show you in a minute a bunch of cuttings that I already have listed on Etsy, and as time goes on I will be listing and adding more cuttings. Some of them I will have quite a few, and some of them I will have maybe just one or two. Also, I would like to let you guys know that I will not be selling plants all year round on Etsy, just because you guys know I live in a pretty cold state. It does get really cold during the winter. And although I'm a pretty experienced shopper and I used to buy plants all year round, I am not experienced seller just yet to sell them all year round. So I want to say I will offer my cuttings probably till end of October, maybe beginning of November, and then I will probably not shut it down. But I do have some of my mom's paintings that I can also list on Etsy, and that's something I could offer you guys through the cold seasons. Now let me show you Hoyas that I have already listed. They are beautiful. They are growing actively. So if you guys see anything you like, you know where to find it. And I will also put a link to my Etsy shop in description below in this video so you can easily find it. So let's start off with the Hoyas that you guys will find there. First Hoya that I already listed and ready to go is Hoya Babata Splash. Look at this beauty, you guys. And it has a surprise. It has two leaves. They are actually pretty large. They're not fully grown, but they are pretty big. I measured this leaf and I believe it's 3 inches by 4. So it's pretty big, but I believe this type of plant grows leaves up to 6 inches wide. So pretty big. It has 2 leaves, very pretty, glossy, thick foliage, have some splash on it. I hope you guys can see it. Has a pretty long vine here, and there's a new leaf already starting up. So Hoya Babata Splash, absolutely beautiful plant. Next Hoya I have here is Hoya Kalimantan. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but here it is. It is absolutely gorgeous. It has 2 leaves. This one is actually pretty splashy, very, very pretty. It does have a new growth. It is rooted. They all are. Everything that I list on Etsy is rooted pretty well since I've been growing them for a little while. I believe this Hoya is verticillata now, but I purchased her as Hoya EPC847, heart-shaped leaves. this full splash, and this one is gorgeous, you guys. Absolutely beautiful foliage, a lot of splash. Pretty long vine again. Since I've been kind of cutting my plants since last fall when I found out about my allergies, so I started kind of prepping some to downsize my collection. So, but she does have a pretty long vine here, and there is new foliage starting up already, and also rooted very well, if you guys can see. So that's another beautiful Hoya. I'm actually so happy that I get to share my plants with you guys, since a lot of you've been wanting them. So next Hoya I have here is Hoya Alona, and it's also on Etsy. So since I listed this Hoya, honestly, it's only been like a couple of days since she's been listed. I had people reaching out and asking me about this Hoya, and I found it so interesting, you guys. They were questioning if this is real Hoya Alona, and you guys gonna laugh. The reason why, basically I was told that it's too green and it's too pretty, and they've never seen Hoya Alona this dark before. And I do want to go into it. I do want to tell you guys that we all know that Hoya's foliage, coloring, splashing, all of that is definitely a reflection of the light condition that your Hoyas are living in. As you know, I don't like to expose my Hoyas to extremely bright light because I don't like when they look bleached out. They just don't look good. Also, a lot of us are so used to seeing plants being imported from Thailand, Indonesia, from those hot places where they originally live, I guess. But we also know that in those places, a lot of growers grow them under the sun and in the open air, and they are exposed to a lot of elements and a lot of sun, so a lot of them do look a little bit different, and foliage is a little bit more beat up and maybe not as green because it's exposed to much more light. My Hoyas, as you guys know, I don't import anything. This is my personal collection. I do this for me. So all of my Hoyas are grown in my house in delicate environment. I kind of make sure the light is proper for my Hoyas because I do like the dark, rich foliage on my Hoyas. That's why a lot of times when I show you my plants, I do tell you that it's been grown on my north window. That's how I preserve a beautiful foliage on my Hoyas. So my Hoyas might look a little bit darker, a little bit prettier, I guess, which is not a bad problem to have here, you guys. So this Hoya is absolutely gorgeous, you guys. And by the way, when I listed this Hoya, it's only had 2 leaves in the pictures there because it's been about, I want to say 12 days since I took actual photos, and she already grew a 3rd leaf. So if you guys end up ordering some of my Hoyas and they come with more leaves than in the original listing, just because they all growing actively, they just keep on growing, so you might get a much larger plant that you purchased. And she is also rooted. I don't know if you guys gonna be able to see, but there is a root, and there's also photos and videos. I put it on Etsy so you guys can really take a good look. This Hoya definitely is absolutely beautiful, very veiny, kind of rough foliage. This is an older leaf, so you can see a little bit more veining. It's a little bit lighter. This is newer leaf, and this is completely brand new, is still pretty soft. So absolutely gorgeous Hoya, does fall into a rare category. Next Hoya I have here, and this Hoya has been pretty popular for a very long time. It's a Gunung Gading species Borneo, and she is beautiful. She has 3 leaves. She has a new growth point. I'm not sure if you guys gonna be able to see it, but it's like right there. So she is absolutely gorgeous. She is rooted and actively growing. As you guys know, this Hoya does Sunstress to pretty bright red color. I just choose not to Sunstress Hoyas that I'm gonna list for you guys because I want to give you that option to decide, do you want Sunstress plants or not. So you're gonna get a dark green, beautiful, healthy plant. Absolutely beautiful. As of right now, I only listed one of each just to see how it goes, just to see if people are not gonna buy my plants. But I do have some of the plants, I do have multiple cuttings, so don't get discouraged if you did not grab it in time. Some of the plants I will list again, but some of them I do have very limited quantity. Some of them I actually have just maybe one, just because I'm not a greenhouse. I have what I have. Next Hoya I want to show you guys, and you've been asking for this one, and I do have a few cuttings of it, and this is definitely my most favorite Hoya in my collection, which is funny because it's pretty common Hoya, but this is Hoya Carnosa Snowball. And the same thing here, you guys, it's listed with just these 2 leaves, and it's already grown a new leaf right here. And it's funny because on Etsy, when I listed and I took photos, it had a tiny little nub, which I did take a photo, it's up there. And I was amazed. I was out of town for 9 days and came back, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're growing like crazy. I was amazed to see extra foliage on plants that I just listed, which is so crazy. So, and she is also rooted very well. Like I said, all of the Hoyas that I'm offering, are all rooted for you guys in my medium that you guys know that I love, and it works for me very, very well. Just because I do realize not everybody's comfortable rooting plants. So, but this Hoya is absolutely gorgeous, you guys. I love her so much. So I did make some cuttings from my Hoya. I actually chopped her up a lot, you guys. And I know a lot of you guys been asking for this Hoya, so it's there. All of the cuttings that I'm showing you right now, it's exact plants that are listed on Etsy, and this is exact plants that you guys will get. So have a few of those. Next Hoya is Hoya Lacunosa Variegated. She is beautiful, you guys. I adore this Hoya so much. This is definitely one of my favorite Lacunosas. She is pretty big. I want to say there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 nodes here. So she's pretty big, pretty long cutting, and I thought to chop her up into smaller pieces, but I've decided to keep her the way she is and just sell her as it is, because I do have a larger plant and I can always, guys, make more cuttings. So somebody gonna be lucky to get this girl right here. So beautiful. Also rooted, you guys. It's hard to show on camera because of the glare from the light. So, but beautiful Hoya. Another gorgeous Hoya is Hoya Rangsan, you guys. Also pretty large cutting. Have 4 nodes right now, and there is a growth point right here. So it's also actively growing. Very well rooted right here, you guys. Very pretty Hoya. And she's very, very splashy. She does like a lot of light. And she also blooms a lot if you provide a lot of light to it. So gorgeous. Next cutting that I have for you guys is Hoya EPC847. Very big, beautiful leaves. Literally, that's the description I bought her with. So, but pretty large, beautiful foliage on her, pretty veiny. I believe she belongs to Finlandsoniae family. Very pretty, also dark and healthy. So does have a pretty long vine right here, and there is some foliage starting up. I hope you guys can see it, but it's there. So also very well rooted, very pretty Hoya. Next Hoya I have here, you guys, is Hoya Sigillatis. Very, very beautiful Hoya. Gosh, years ago she was on my list and I could not find it anywhere. It was so hard to find, and now they are here, they're available, and my mother plant is giant now. So I find her to be very pretty, you guys. A lot of silver splashing on it. The foliage is kind of rough and fuzzy at the same time. Very cute Hoya, and I like the small foliage on her. All right, talking small and splashy, you guys, I have Hoya Lacunosa snow caps, tiny little cutting. But this cutting is pretty splashy, and it's so funny because this Hoya was very difficult to come by for a few years, but now they are more available, and she's really, really cute. And as you guys know, this is one of my first Hoyas I got, so she's very special to me. Next, small and splashy, is Hoya Matel. Pretty large cutting, you guys. It's active growth. Very healthy, very pretty. And something I've noticed about Hoya Matel, you know, recently I've made a little short that my Hoya Matel that's in the kitchen was blooming, and I showed you guys that blooms were green on that Hoya. And then I was scrolling through my Instagram, kind of looking back on my plants from a while ago, and there is a video on my Instagram where Hoya Matel was blooming, and she was blooming pink flowers. And it was so interesting because somebody commented, I don't remember if it was on my Instagram or on YouTube, that their Matel is pink. And when I came across my video of pink blooms, and I realized, oh my gosh, it's totally a lighting situation, because the one that I recently filmed, she's growing in my kitchen on a kitchen window, and it's the north side of the home. It's pretty dark. She became more splashy because of that, and flowers were green. And that video that I filmed a while ago, that cutting was living in my grow tent under the grow light, and definitely flowers were pink. So that was something interesting that I observed with Hoya Matel. And as I mentioned, the splash does appear more in a darker light. So I guess you guys decide what lighting you want your Matel to be and how much splash you want on it, or what color of the blooms you guys want. So Hoya Matel. Now I have one silver Hoya, you guys, that I can offer to you, and I can actually make more cuttings of these. And it's Hoya Nicholsonia New Guinea Ghost. So she is pretty. She has modeling in the back of the foliage. So this cutting have 4 leaves, very well rooted. In fact, this Hoya roots very well, and also she is very fast grower, you guys. This one doesn't have a growth point yet, but she is beautiful. She is healthy. So she is not as sun stressed. You know, this Hoya can sun stress to a lot more silver with a little pink tone to it. Again, I've decided not to sun stress my Hoyas for you guys, so this way you guys can make that decision for your plant. Next Hoya I have here that's also sun stresses to absolutely gorgeous red colors. I even have a thumbnail on one of my videos where I was holding the sun stressed Hoya Valeniana. So here she is. She is beautiful, you guys. So pretty. Have splashing on it. Also have few nodes, new growth. These are new foliage, and you can tell it's a little bit lighter than the older foliage. So very pretty, and again, you can put it under very bright light and she will turn pretty bright purple color, you guys. Next Hoya I have here is Hoya Zambales PG04. People also call it Mini Cantiana. She is cute, you guys. She's pretty long cutting, you guys. There's new leaves are growing, and leaves are super cute. They're pretty small but pretty firm foliage, so very, very cute plant. So here she is, Hoya Zambales. She has not bloomed for me yet, and I have a pretty big plant. Next Hoya I want to show you guys. I have 2 cuttings listed right now, and the reason why I listed 2 of them, they're just 2 different sizes, so I figured that could be for any budget. So this is Hoya Kina. Also pretty big cutting. I mean, a lot of my plants are pretty big cuttings at this point because some of them are cutting up back in the fall and they've been growing for a while. So, and Hoya Kina, she is absolutely beautiful. The foliage is pretty thick, feels a little rough, and as you guys know, this Hoya also sun stresses to kind of dark red color, but she doesn't stress all of her leaf. She just kind of gets like dark red streaks on her foliage. So very pretty Hoya, pretty good cutting. And here's the second cutting I can show you. As you could tell, this is a little bit larger cutting compared to this girl right here, obviously priced accordingly also for the size. So this one has 2 vines. There is only one cutting in there, but she does have 2 vines. She kind of split up, and she's pretty big, also very, very pretty. Next Hoya is Hoya Babata. So cute. I feel like we were all starting out chasing this Hoya first. But she is so cute. She kind of brings me back when I start my collection. She's adorable. She is very, very fuzzy, very, very soft foliage, and also very thick. Absolutely gorgeous little plant. Next Hoya is Hoya Rotunda Flora. Love this little Hoya so much, you guys. I love how weird the foliage on this Hoya. It's just such a dark green, veiny, weird shaped foliage. Love that. And I like it that it's small foliage. Hoya does have a new growth and 3 nodes. Very cute. I like this Hoya a lot. Another one that was kind of hard to obtain for a while for a lot of people, and this is Hoya Polyura. She is cute. It's like 4 node cutting right here. She does have a little bit of splash. Pretty dark foliage, and also rooted. What do I have next? Oh my gosh, there's so many of them. Next one I have is Hoya Anoes, you guys. This is the Hoya that blooms those giant Hoya flowers, although mine have not bloomed for me yet because it's still pretty small, but I do have some cuttings that I could share. This cutting, although it only has 2 leaves, it does have a very long vine. I kind of looped it around itself just so I don't break it, but you could tell it's pretty long vine. This is the older leaf. It does have a couple of little blemishes, but overall the plant is very, very healthy. And this is absolutely new foliage, you guys. This is just emerged before I was taking pictures for my shop. Very dark, very pretty foliage, very, very thick foliage. In certain light it almost looks completely black, but this is a pretty cool Hoya, and also just like all of the other ones, very well rooted. And I believe I do have a few of these guys, and I believe this is the last one, but not least, you guys. I have so much more. I'm just showing you the Hoyas that I have listed so far. So in this Hoya, it's interesting because I don't know much about her, but I bought this Hoya as Hoya Acuta Yellow. Now I believe it's Verticillata, and she is absolutely beautiful, you guys. Look at the foliage. It does have a little boo-boo on one of the leaves, but look at the foliage. It is absolutely beautiful. Dark, glossy, medium-sized foliage with some splash, and I assume yellow stands for the color of the flower. So the only thing I could really say to you guys about this Hoya, she has 4 fully grown leaves right now, and she has a tiny leaf right here, and obviously there is more coming on a vine. She is also pretty well rooted, and I think that's pretty much it for at least this listing, I guess. And as you guys know, I have way more varieties than that, but I gotta start somewhere, so I guess I'm doing it. Oh, and before I forget, I do want to let you guys know I did create a code for you guys specifically because you guys been supporting me and watching my channel for so long. And I do want to show some form of appreciation for all of you guys. So only for people who's watching this video, who are my subscribers, or watching my videos in general, I created a code for you guys on Etsy, which is Elena's Friend. I will put it right here also so you guys can have it, and I will put it in the description of this video. So check out, put the code in, and you will save 10% on your purchase. I just want to do something nice for you guys, and that's what I'm doing. Also, I want to mention the shipping. As of shipping, here's what I've decided with shipping on Etsy, you guys. And that's something that I had experience with and something that I actually liked when I was purchasing plants. So I set up a $12 flat rate shipping. I'm thinking that should cover the priority mail, which would be great because I would like you to get your plants within a couple of days. And also, if you guys want to purchase additional plants, it's only going to be additional $2 to that $12 shipping. And I feel like that's the fair way of doing things, because I don't necessarily enjoy when I'm purchasing plants, and if I'm buying multiple plants, I'm paying 3 times the shipping when you know it's gonna come in one box. I figured that extra $2 should definitely cover the extra plant, extra weight, extra packaging, and a package. I'm just trying to set it up when it's fair for everyone, you guys. Even the listings, when I was listing them, and some of them, honestly, I didn't even know what to price them for because nobody has those Hoyas. I don't know why nobody sells some of those Hoyas that I showed you. So it was very hard for me to gauge how much they even worth, and since I haven't been buying plants for a while, so I'm kind of not really knowing what the prices are. So all I could really gauge by what other people sell them for, and I'm trying to price them reasonably because I know myself, I do enjoy when I get a good deal on cutting myself. So, and I kind of want to give that opportunity to you guys also, and actually have some of my plants in your home. Another thing, I actually want you to guys let me know what you think of this type of videos, because obviously since I'm gonna be listing and cutting down my plants and getting rid of some of them for good, let me know if you guys like this kind of videos, because I'm not sure. Usually I just show my collection, not what I'm selling. I guess it's kind of weird. So if you guys enjoying this kind of videos of me showing you what I'm going to list, what's coming up on Etsy, let me know, because I can continue filming this type of videos. If not, let me know also, because I don't have to then. So, and I will still continue filming my regular videos with my plants. In fact, I had a couple of you asking for videos that I haven't filmed yet. I'm sorry, you guys. I've been so busy, but I will get to it, I promise. Another video that I actually really want to film for you guys, maybe a plant tour. I have not done a plant tour in so long. Gosh, it's been probably 2-3 years since I made one. I don't even remember. So, and obviously a lot of things has changed. A lot of plants moved out because, you know, I gave away a ton of plants also. And I feel like I wanted to make that video to kind of show you guys where I'm at right now, as I'm just starting to downsize my collection, and these plants they were growing in my grow tent. This is not my main plants from the house, so I feel like it would be good to record that journey of how, like, as I'm downsizing and just having less plants, and how my house gonna transform from bigger jungle to smaller jungle. I don't know, you guys, so let me know if you want to see a plant tour. Definitely overdue for that one. I guess that's all I have for you guys today. I hope to hear from you in the comments, and check out my Etsy shop, you guys. I guess that's what I'm doing now. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you want to. Check out my Etsy shop, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.